So I went to the doctor's a few days ago to get this thing called an EMG. And I have no idea what an EMG is. Or I have no idea what it stands for, at least. I know what it is now because I did it. But the doctor, he just like scheduled it for me. And I'm just like, sure, you're the doctor. I'll do whatever. And apparently it's to test your nerves, because I just wanted to make sure 100%, like, I have these 2 bulging discs in my back. I've talked about it a few times on the pod in the past, where like I just have back and neck issues all the time, whatever. So wanted to make sure I don't have any nerve damage, that the discs aren't pressing on a nerve or anything like that, because that can just create long-term problems, and I just should have surgery and all that stuff. Wanted to make sure. So an EMG is basically, they set you up to, they like kind of set this machine up on you, and then they have this electric like poker, and he stabs it inside of you. Whoa. Just like, yeah, it's like it's not really a shot. It's like the smallest like prick ever. It's like, it didn't even make me bleed. Like, it's so minimal. And he does it in specific spots, and then it gives a nerve reading on you to see if the nerves are functioning properly, or if they're like getting weird signals or anything like that. So it was pretty, like, it was really interesting, and it was a brand new feeling, because whenever he did it, it would like make my arm shoot up or my leg shoot up, like depending on, it was like a reflex test times 100. And yeah, so, but it didn't like hurt or anything. I know this sounds bad, and all this sounds bad, but like it was fine. And the doctor I had was so awesome, and he like talked me through it. He talked me through it really well, and we were talking about just like music or like a few different topics throughout the whole thing, so it didn't feel bad at all. It was fine. And turns out everything turned out all right. All my nerves are all perfectly fine, and everything was a-okay, so that's good. It still doesn't explain why I'm in pain all the time, so that kind of sucks. But at least, I'd rather be in this situation instead of him saying that I have some nerves that are fucked up and I need surgery or something. Because that would obviously not be ideal. Back surgery is no bueno, especially in your 20s. He's like, you have one nerve. You're on my last nerve. This shit is on my last nerve. No, yeah, I have one nerve and it's all jacked up. But
I wonder how many nerves you have in your back.
I have no idea. Probably a lot, like thousands and thousands, I would assume. Because whenever I go to the doctor and they would do tests on me, like they would like bend my arm or my leg a certain way, and they would say like, can you feel like something, like a feeling or a pain shooting down your leg or shooting through your arm? And the answer is always no. So that's how they test if it's a nerve issue. But so considering how the back pain has been going on for so long, that's when I'm starting to get worried, or it's still like always stumps the doctors of like, well, what actually is the pain coming from then? So that's why I had this test. So now we have like physical, actual evidence that says no, there's no nerve damage. So that's exciting. Hooray for me. Applause in the chat for no nerve damage, no surgery for me needed. Just nice. I have to live in pain for the rest of my life, worry free. No big deal.
No surgery though. Well.
No surgery though. Yeah, because he said because I got to a point, it was a few months ago, I got to a point I was like, dude, fuck this. Rip my back open and fix it, Like, it's bulging, punch it back into place, do something. And so I basically went to a back surgeon and talked to her about it. And she was like, I looked at your MRIs. I promise you don't want back surgery, because we're gonna, number one, it's not a guarantee that it's gonna make you pain free. And number two, we're gonna fix it, but then it's gonna make your discs above that discs weaker, because now they're doing they have extra load on them.
Well,
so then by the time you're 40, you're gonna have not just low back pain, but mid back pain, and then your top discs are gonna have to make up for that, and then you're gonna have top back pain too, or like upper back pain too.
Your top discs are connected to your middle disc. Your middle disc are connected to your bottom disc.
Exactly. So she was like, I promise you don't want this. And I was like, okay, fine, I don't want this, I guess. So I don't want that. And I don't really know where I was going with that. Dude, but it was just like a fun, interesting thing.
Just take your disc to Blockbuster and have them clean.
Yeah. Put them in the disc cleaner for $1.
Your back's just up against the disc cleaner.
Yeah. If only Blockbusters were still in business. That's why I can't get fixed, because there's no Blockbusters around.
Dude, I didn't even think. Did they even take that in consideration?
No, it's probably Blockbuster is such like it's just such a relic of time now that they probably didn't even consider it.
Wow. Shout out
There
to
actually is a
Blockbuster.
family video. There is a family video right across the street from me, which is insane that they even still exist. But that company is obviously dying as well.
Yeah, the one that I used to go to just went out of business.
Damn.
So RIP.
Yeah, they joined the CBD gang, right? Is that what it is? Yeah, like it's CBD, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even
something.
know. Yeah, well, I wanted to say cannabis, but I wasn't sure because I'm so not in that space. I don't want to sound stupid. But like they started selling that now, so that's when you know they're desperate because they went from a movie rental place to now they're selling CBD at the counter because that shit's expensive. Somebody when my back injury first popped up or first like happened, someone I work with said like, oh, just take some CBD and it'll like calm your muscles or whatever. So then I checked it out at my local store. It was like $60 for a pill or something.
Jeez.
Like, damn. Yeah, that might have been like super extra strong or something, but damn.
I better fix it.
Yeah, they better not just relax my muscles. They better pop it right back into place or whatever I need to have done.
As soon as you swallow the pill, you just hear, you're like, oh, nice.
Dude, that would be the greatest $60 I've ever spent in my life. You gotta wear out of here.
Dude, right? That'd be insane if a pill could literally move your muscles. That'd be scary.
It would be. Technology has gone too far.
Pills are wild, man. The fact that you can get rid of a headache or something and it'll show you'll see like the commercials where the pill just disperses in your bloodstream and you're just like, how did the first guy who thought of medicine, you know how like sketchy that had to be for like the first like 500 tries? Like this is either gonna fix it or kill me. Let's do it.
Right. Like how does it know? I'd be like, how does this shit know to go to my head? You know, like I got a headache and I'm swallowing this pill. It's going to be in my stomach. How does it know to go to how does it know to fix my headache? And the doctor's like, just trust me. It will.
Yeah. Like imagine the first guy. Yeah. The first guy like takes it and he's like, I hope this gets rid of my cold. And then he has a boner for 4 hours. Like
he's like, yo, it's been 4 hours. Should I go see my doctor or something? What is wrong with me? I'm getting laid though.
For real.
He's like, I'm like sometimes.
True. They always say, and I don't know, like if this is just like a porn thing or if this is common knowledge, but they always say that a rim job will cure a headache.
Really?
Have you heard of that?
Never heard that before. I swear I've never heard that before.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know how.
I'm off to go find me a lady.
I think a guy just wanted it really bad, so he was like, "How can I make this believable?"
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's like the semen thing. Where like semen is good for your skin. If you swallow it, it's actually nutritionist. Nutrition. Yeah, nutritious. Full of nutrition.
Nutritious. My name is Little Nutritious. A rapper.
I looked up nutritionists earlier, and I said that word a few times today. So I think that's just what I was trying to say, but I knew it was wrong. So I just said something that didn't even exist. I think. Nutritionist sounds like a word that you would say like when you're telling someone a secret, like you're telling them to shush or something. Oh yeah,
nutritionist.
If you, I was just about to say whisper that word. And it probably sounds sketchy.
What else has happened in the past week? Because we had
absolutely
E3.
Nothing has happened.
We've just been on the waiting list for Mario Golf Super Rush, honestly.
Yes, but what has happened this week on June 24th, 2021 at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is this episode of the Chillin for Our Lives podcast, which just happens to be episode 88. And we are your two hosts this fine morning, evening, afternoon, nighttime, stadium beats, and ElectricityWave. Mike and Sean, even though flip those if you want to keep them in line with the first way I said our name. So thank you very much for listening. Welcome in. I felt like I was kind of smooth until at the end when it fell off the rails.
Someone who's never met us is like, oh, Stadium Beats, you mean Mike?
Yep. Our names are down there at the bottom. If you're watching, if you're listening, you'll figure it out. So yeah, we do appreciate you for listening. Last week was our big E3 extravaganza. This week is our big what do we talk about extravaganza. So we are going to take you through this audio journey. And by the time it's over, you're going to be like, damn, I'm glad I did this.
And hopefully we have some, new listeners coming in from TikTok, because we've been, starting that up since we had like the logo and brand revamp with the podcast. We got our YouTube separate with clips and shorts. And then we have our TikTok that I've been posting about like twice a week on. And we had a recent video that did pretty well, met some new peeps. So TikTok is such an amazing platform. And, it's really cool how you can take like a section of a podcast that could probably have nothing to do with what we actually talked about, but it's such an interesting part that, people enjoy it. And then you could add a little bit of editing, a little bit of music, some zoom ins, and just like have that discoverability, because before TikTok, before YouTube Shorts, or like, there's not really much discoverability for podcasts in general. Like we talked about it when we first started. It's kind of just like talk about relevant topics, have guests on, and then maybe take like a breakout video is what we call them, where we take like interesting 5 to 10 minutes of like, what are we going to talk about here? And then, make that searchable and the beast of YouTube platform that it is. But TikTok does a really good job of kind of sending out your content. It may be random, but at least it sends it out there, and it'll let you know if people like it. So we've been having a lot of fun with that. And it kind of brings me to this question that we've talked about previously on episodes, but I kind of wanted to, go back on it because I've been thinking about it a little bit lately. And the question kind of is, what do you think is the worst social media platform and why?
So I really only use Twitter actively. So I think your response will be a little bit more like noteworthy than mine. But I really do believe this might be cliche, but I think it's cliche for a reason. I think Facebook is still the king of the worst social media platforms. Just because of the false information that it spreads, the obvious, like insane arguments that people get into in the comment section. People of all ages are on it, which I feel like is obviously it's not exclusive to that platform, but it's more so on that platform. Like, I bet the demographic, probably the 50 plus demographic, might be the highest one on Facebook. That's a total guess, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, not that older people are inherently more toxic or anything, obviously, but it's just like, I don't know. I just feel like Facebook has done way more bad than good. And Twitter also shares a lot of the same things, like spread of false information. But I think it's easier to tailor it more to what you want to see and how you want to use it to just get it as more of like a news source than anything. And then as far as like TikTok or Instagram, or if Snapchat even counts, I can't say. I'll leave that to you. But while I don't think Twitter is good, I do think Facebook is worse. And that's my answer.
Yeah. I mean, the funny thing with Facebook is like, I've seen people legit have a full ass argument with themselves. Like they don't even on Twitter, there's only so many characters. On Facebook, people will legit, like, you can copy and paste the Declaration of Independence in the bitch.
Yep.
In a status. And you'll see people going at, like, you look at a post that's like political, you see like 124 comments. You're like, oh shit, like, it's going down in here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Facebook is definitely, when I think of it, it's like the most political platform.
Yes.
Twitter is definitely a run for its money. It gives Facebook a run for its money, but Facebook, you just have like you said, like a huge age difference. So you have like so many different views and standpoints and generational stuff that it's just bound to collide. And then you have like everyone has their family on that. So like there's less privacy to like, I don't know. It just feels so cluttered. Like the last time I was on Facebook, and I don't even have one, but last time I was on it, it just seems so cluttered. Like the statuses are just a wall of text. And then like you scroll, you can do like one full scroll and you're still on the same post. It's just like, it's massive.
Real quick, something about Facebook with there being less privacy and it more being like a family and friend based app is that you would think that would make it less toxic. But I've seen people that I know personally that are like nice people in real life just comment, like, let's say someone posts something about like Donald Trump or whatever, and then they'll comment like, you're a dumbass on it. It's like, geez, you're just like, your real name is right there. You're in your profile picture and you're just like publicly going at someone, you know, just for having a different opinion than you. Whereas at least with Twitter, you can hide behind an alias or like you can have your egg profile or your anime profile picture. True. But still, like, people just go for the jugular on Facebook and just right on the open.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about. I think the thing with, it's hard to argue or like, it's hard to like disagree with Facebook being the worst, because that's the platform I literally don't even have. But Twitter, man, I think with Facebook, the thing that was better about Facebook than Twitter is with Facebook, I can like take like one scroll, look and just see how annoying it is. And then after I'm like 3, 4, 5 minutes of Facebook, I'm done. But on Twitter, you find yourself constantly logging in, scrolling throughout the day. With Facebook, it was like a once in a couple day thing. I would be there for a couple minutes. But with Twitter, I don't know what it is, but it makes it so addicting because it's such like small opinions, small like updates on people's day. And it's like the TikTok effect where it's like so quick that you can consume so much that it makes it addicting and you spend way more time. Like if I had the stats on my phone to look back on previous years, I probably had like eight hours a day on Twitter. Like who knows?
Holy shit. No wonder why you hate it.
Yeah. And like, I don't know, it just became this platform like where when Twitter first came out, it was, you know, everyone talked about how like it was so innocent. People were just like, yeah, I'm going to the store today. What should I get? Or like, I really like this song or his song lyrics, or just like, I'm really excited for the weekend. Now you see like, you see two different things. You see, especially in like our type of like world with streamers and stuff, you see controversy. And someone starting an argument, like literally off the jump, not just I like mayonnaise. It's if you don't like mayonnaise, then fuck you type of thing. You either see that or you see people just acting so wildly sus for like attention. Like they'll say some wild shit where they're down horrendously. And like I feel like there's two different ways to go about Twitter if you want attention. It's either that like controversy and copying like I'll see people literally copy viral tweets all the time, or like, you know, just literally take content or controversy, or you'll see like people just being so crazy sus, and it's just like, dude, after seeing that for like a couple of years, I'm just like, dude, Twitter. It used to be my favorite app because it's where I met the most people, but I think it's come to the point where a day of like a life of bliss for me is when I don't even have to have that app.
Yeah.
I can't. I used to be different than you too, because I remember you were like, I really don't even want a Twitter because you just followed like your games, your music, you know, like news and updates for you, and you didn't follow people. And like, like almost, I feel like if I ever want to have a Twitter, I might just make an anonymous account and just follow stuff, you know, and just follow no people if I had to have a Twitter. But yeah, I've just grown. Twitter has just been so toxic. I mean, like ever since I've had it with my stream account, it's crazy.
Yeah, I still primarily, probably the main reason why I don't think it's the worst or like as bad is because I still primarily do use it as a news source. But given the space that we're in now, and with me getting a little bit more into like the Twitch space or whatever, is I do follow like a few actual people now instead. And I still, for some reason, every now and then, I rarely do it, but I'll still, for some dumbass reason, click on a tweet or like, click on a tweet and then read the first few comments, which is like, I'm trying really hard to just break that completely, because that's never a good idea. And so I do still see so much of like the terrible stuff, but vast majority of my timeline is just like, yo, we're this band and we're going on tour here, or check out our new single, or IGN post the God of War Ragnarok release date or whatever. Like that's my Twitter, which is why I think it's fine as long as you just don't click on those and read what's under it. Because all that's bad. But Twitter tries its damnedest to make me see more of what I don't follow than what I do follow. So it'll say like, this person liked this tweet, so it shows it to me even though I don't want to see it. or it'll have topics now where it's like I follow AEW, or like I like a lot of like I follow AEW on Twitter, so it'll like topic wrestling, topic wrestling, and then it'll post some guy's like completely insane hot take on wrestling, and it's like something negative almost always, and I'm like, dude, I don't want to see this. This is dumb. Or this, like, it just has a negative impact on me. I don't want to see it. But you can't turn that off. You can just unfollow, like, show me less wrestling. But then it'll show me something else. It'll show me something else that I don't want to see. So the more Twitter, if Twitter goes one more step in that direction, then Twitter will purely just become me posting stuff and me not even looking through my timeline. I'll just have one so I can post like, I'm going live, or here's a new song, or I have this dumb opinion that nobody cares about. Like, I won't scroll through my timeline. It'll just purely be for me to post stuff.
Dude, imagine, I don't think Twitter will ever do this, but imagine you could turn off the timeline for, like, you don't see anyone's stuff. You literally just post, and that would be sick.
Yeah.
I mean, just unfollow everyone, I guess. But they still shows, like, on our podcast, we only follow like 30 something people, or like on my alt, I only follow me, like my other account, and I still get suggested, like, you know this person, or you may know this, or you have mutuals, and it's like, I don't know. It's a never ending cycle. So I don't know. I think it'd be cool. I want to say real quick, one last thing is I think it'd be cool if you could like get to a point where you just post and then turn off, because you can turn off comments too. So then people can just like your stuff, and then you just post. Like, I might do that one day too. Like, I also have a quick thing that I added where I don't see notifications from people I don't follow. And I do miss stuff, but at the end of the day, I could comment on any post and I don't see what people say to me unless I follow them and they're like a mutual friend. And that was a great change I made.
Yeah, and anything you're missing, like, does it matter that you missed it?
It doesn't.
It never matters. If it's big enough for you to not miss it, then you'll see it elsewhere, because it usually has actual like meaning, or it's something positive.
Exactly.
So, like, and people, I hate, like, another common practice is to retweet something that you disagree with so that you can post your opinion or whatever. And it's like, I get your sentiment and that's fine, but now people I follow are retweeting like terrible stuff. So now I got to see that. And it's just, I know you're probably listening to this and you're just saying like, well, then just get off Twitter. And like, well, yeah, that's the obvious, like,
you're correct.
Someday you are 100% correct in that. But you know, we're trying to make it out here in this space. So eventually, once I, like Joe Rogan's thing of like having fuck you money, or I don't know if that's a Joe Rogan thing, but like that's the first person I heard say that. Once I can get to that spot of like, I have maybe not fuck you money, but like fuck you like status or whatever, where it's just like, I literally don't need Twitter, like, think of like someone like Tyler, who?
PewDiePie deleted his Twitter.
Oh yeah, like PewDiePie. PewDiePie could never post anything again for the rest of his life anywhere and be totally fine. So, or people like Eminem or whatever. He tweets like once a year. That's like, yo, my album's out, and it'll get like 200,000 likes or something, and then he bails. Like that's awesome. Yeah, like that's the life. And I'm not trying to say like, yo, Sean's like so negative on Twitter, we should just like unfollow him or whatever. Like, I still try to make it like a positive experience, or I'll still tweet like jokes or whatever, or like the people that I do follow, I genuinely like. And that's another thing. People follow people, not just on Twitter, but on anything. People follow people that they don't like purposefully, so then they can comment on their thing to say like, yo, shut up, or you're a dick, or who cares, or something. Like, bro, those people literally have mental like issues, because that is so unhealthy. That's just sad, man. You're
having a good day, and then you just like, because you follow somebody, and then they pop, like, you say you hate ElectricityWave, and then like you're just chilling, you're having a good day, and then I post something, and you have to see it, and you're like, dude, fuck this guy. And it's like, well, you did that to yourself.
Yeah. Or like whenever Apex posts something, like one of the first 3 comments is always like, haha, dead game, Fortnite's better. So then like once or twice I clicked on that person's profile and they're following Respawn. It's like, bro, why are you following Respawn? Like,
torture at that point. Dude.
Yeah, like go follow Epic. Like, who cares? Like, I hope to God all of those people are max age of 15, but unfortunately, I know that's not the case.
Oh man. We started this
Social
podcast
media.
off a positive note.
Yeah, man, dude, it's so funny. We've shit on social media so much on this whole podcast, but like we're so active on it, and it's like we could probably round out the whole hour doing it. It's so weird. Like, like social media is great, but it's so bad at the same time. And I feel like that's probably like the general opinion, I would say. Like, I think it'd be so hard. You'd be really hard pressed to find someone that's like, bro, Instagram and Facebook and Twitter are like the greatest things ever. I'm on them all day. I love them. Like they're perfect. They bless this earth.
Wrong. Right.
Yeah. Like you'd be really hard pressed to find someone with that kind of opinion, but it'd be really easy to find someone that says that they're like the devil and should never exist. Like, I know most people are obviously in the middle where like, yeah, I use them and they're fine, but they like bring out the worst in people, all that kind of thing. But oh man, I don't know.
I'm trying like all the topics I have are just shitting on stuff. So.
Oh really? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Well, life's hard, man. Let's vent. This is a therapy session.
All right. So I mean, it's just funny because like as being like a streamer and stuff, like you get, I don't know, you get trolls and stuff, but also as just a gamer, you play with randoms. Let's say you don't always like, for me, I almost either I'm solo queuing or playing with a squad. Apex kind of makes it difficult when you just have a duo in arenas because you have to play that trio. So we ended up playing like literally one trio game. And I kid you not, we get some dude, we lose the game, and he is just like, you know, saying like you guys suck or whatever. And I'm just like, dude, why do people like this exist? And like, you know, you see a lot of the times on like TikTok, you see people like play with some toxic people. You see girls deal with it a shit ton in like Valorant, Call of Duty. But just like randoms are just like the worst. And I don't know like why it's so common. And I mean, I don't know. It's so crazy how like the gaming community can be so toxic. But I mean, the side that we've been on with like Twitch and like that side of the community has been amazing. But then there's like this other side of people that are just like ready to spew. Hey, if you don't get the dub, like I remember I would play like ranked games of Apex and like we would land and some shit would happen. They'd be pissed, but then we end up getting the dub and they're like a completely different person. And I'm just like, how are people like on such a like thin ice of like, you know, their attitude? And I think the cause is because like they just see a username and a person playing as a character. They don't see your face, like your emotions. Like you're pretty much just like an NPC. Everyone's an NPC to each other. So like that's why they're behind this wall and they talk shit because they just like, you know, it's whatever. They're gonna queue into another game and talk shit to that team too. But it's like it's so crazy to me how like toxic people can be on the internet and the gaming community especially. Yeah,
like I agree. You're an NPC in their life, you know, like they're the main character. So you're just a name, you're just text and a voice, I guess. But I think it's also, I still really believe, despite everything you hear on all of these podcasts, I still do believe that people are inherently good. Like like for the most part, people are like nice people. Generally speaking, but like, so like when you find someone in a Twitch chat or whatever, like it's good vibes and you're just like, you know, they're friendly. But in video games, you're just a name and you're in a competitive environment. So people want to win, especially today. Winning in video games is everything. So if you die, it's your fault. You know, like your teammate is like, you suck, you know, like you didn't, God forbid you have one bad game or just something doesn't go your way, especially in a battle royale when you can land on nothing. I land on a white sniper stock and the person next to me lands on a peacekeeper and they kill me. Like it just happens. So they're competitive because I never ever play a game where I have to team up with randoms ever. I don't solo queue in Apex. I really don't even play any other team-based games right now. But that doesn't, I still play against people like in Apex or in Guilty Gear or whatever. And they still have that toxic mentality of like, dude, I could beat someone in Mortal Kombat 5 times straight and then they beat me once and then teabag the shit out of me. Like it's just like the competitive nature of a game brings that out of people, I guess. And it's unfortunate, but I think that's just always how it's going to be.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a wild thing, I guess. Like the way I deal with it is I usually, if I'm playing ranked though, that's the one thing. If you play ranked, communication in a battle royale it's a necessity. Like you have to be on the same page. So when I played ranked, a lot of the time, I think when you're on voice chat, like I didn't have one problem that entire split, like with like arguing with a teammate. Isn't that crazy?
That is actually really crazy.
I solo queued like 800 games or a couple hundred games, and I didn't ever have like an argument with somebody because I was always on the mic and I was like, yo, we're about to get this dub. We're about to go here. Let's rotate. You got your guns. You need heals. But then when it's through text, people are so like more, it's more probability for them to talk shit because they think you're like a little kid, or they could, you know what I mean? Like a little brother or something, or some random person. Yeah. But when you hear a voice, it's like so much more real, and that like proves that people wouldn't say it in person,
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, nobody would ever talk that way in person.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's a really bizarre thing to me. I mean, I usually just like, it depends on like what people say, I guess. But usually I'll say something back, and I'll just be like, yo, your attitude is like, I think the guy said something like, you guys are ass. And I said something like, says you. And then he said, what do you mean? And I said, your attitude's ass. And then we left the game or whatever. And I try to say stuff that really hits kind of deep, so then he can think about it later in the night. And like, damn, is my attitude ass, or something? Not rather, because I could just say, fuck you, and then move on. And like, you always hear that response. But if you say something,
your ass, or you suck.
Yeah, if you say something real, then people might think about it. And then at the end of the day, like, it doesn't matter, and we'll just move on. And then like we played another game, and I'll never think about it again. I just brought it up on the podcast because it was a good topic. But
right.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just it's sad to see because there are a lot of good people, and I think that the negative people really overshadow, the good people because they're such a strong like force where they like you hear them and you like they're the ones saying something when the chill person is just playing and then he'll say GG and that's it, and you don't really remember that. And it's like it's the same type of effect that creators have or celebrities have, where they see like a million, comments that are positive or like really like chill, and then they see that one negative one because it's like so much emotion that it like sticks out.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's best. That's why like it's always just good to like, if you have to play with randoms, to like if you have a good game or play with someone that was nice, like friend them and like try to, the faster that you can get a full squad to play with, the better. So you don't have to solo queue.
Yeah, that's why it's cool. It's so cool that you've created like a community that gravitates towards Apex, because I feel like if I've whittled down to who I actually play Apex with to like less than a handful of people. But if I do have that strong itch of like, dang, it's the middle of the day, I want to play Apex, there's a pretty good chance that I could get at least like one or two other people to play with me. So like, that's great because I'll never have to play with randoms again. Yeah. Because if I don't, then I just won't. Like if I don't find the people, then I just won't play.
Right.
But the text thing for sure. Like I remember one time, like when the game was still kind of new and I was just playing like all the time, like by myself. I had a guy where he died right off the bat, but I didn't get his banner just for like one reason or another. Didn't get his banner, and so he was just like talking shit on text like the whole rest of the time. Like kid, you suck, or like if I would miss a shot, he'd be like, "LOL, how'd you miss that?" Or like just all that kind of stuff. Like dude, you're dead, by the way, and you're talking shit. So it's just like if we were on the mic, there's almost no way he would be talking that much shit. Maybe like we could have maybe established. I like your idea of like, yo, we're gonna get this dub right off the jump. Establish that like good positive connection. Because I'm going to my first if everything like goes well, which I'm sure it will, I'm going to my first in-person fighting game event next Tuesday. So like even though a lot of fighting games have toxic ass communities, they're just like, that's just what video games are known for, is having terrible people. The guy I talked to that owns the place, he always said like, yo, it's the best day of the week, everyone there is always so fun and nice and it's always a blast. So I'm just ready to go there, and I know like I'm expecting a good time and it's going to be fun and there's going to be a bunch of great nice people, which is like the exact opposite of what I would expect if I just jumped into a random lobby full of strangers online.
Right. Yeah, it's just so different, I guess. I don't know, maybe because people can like personalize you more and be like, oh, this is an actual person. That's probably the reason.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I feel bad for people that always have to like play with randoms and deal with that like on the like consistently, you know, because it's just like unnecessary. It's so inconvenient to just have someone talking shit, even if it like doesn't bother you. It's just like, I'd rather just not, you know?
Yeah.
That's why
so I'll just play other games instead. Like if I really want to play Apex, but nobody else wants to, then I guess I'm just not playing Apex. I'll go play Guilty Gear or some other like single player game or something.
Imagine Battlefield has 60. You have 63 other people in text chat and talking comms.
Yeah. So that's the thing with some games where it's actually like inevitable. You know, like if I play Gears, I'm not always gonna have 4 other people. If I play Battlefield, I'm definitely not always gonna have 63 other people. So, but in a game like that, I don't think there is. Or no, there. I guess Battlefield does have text chat, but it works differently. Like. I just turn that's always one of the very first settings I switch when I get a brand new games. I turn voice chat off. Like I don't want them to hear me. I don't want to hear them. That's always guaranteed to do that. And then if they have some kind of text or whatever, I'm going to turn that off too. So then I'm just running around mindlessly, like just trying to shoot people and work as a team because Battlefield is actually like really team based. So.
They better have proximity chat when you jump out of the plane at the end, at the very beginning with 64 people, just hearing them just screaming.
Yeah,
that'd be amazing.
That would be funny. Chivalry they don't have proximity chat, but they have like a charge emote kind of thing. So like when the game first starts, everyone just like runs and then they hit the charge emote. So then their character holds up their weapon and they're all yelling. So you can just hear like you and 31 other people just into battle. It's so epic. It was really fun.
That's sick.
Yeah. Chivalry 2 looks pretty cool. Like the beta was fun. I didn't want to like buy it just because I've got enough to play right now and hella other games coming out. But Chivalry 2 does look like a good time. It just looks like chaotic fun.
Well, shout out gory, right? It's pretty gory.
Yeah, it's hella gory. It's hella gory. So shout out to that too. I love me some gore in some games.
Yeah. As far as like other topics and stuff, I do have a couple rapid fire if you want to just go to those.
Sure. Let's do it. I feel like this is going by pretty quick.
Yeah. This is the first one that I saw that I thought was kind of interesting. I don't know if we've asked this in the pod, but the first question is, as a child, what did you think would be awesome about being an adult, but it isn't as awesome as you thought it would be?
Oh man.
Tough question.
Yeah, probably being able to eat whatever I want whenever I want.
Yeah.
Because I remember thinking like sitting in my mom's basement, it's midnight. I want to go get a chocolate cake, but I can't because I don't have any money and I don't have a way to go to the store and get some chocolate cake. But now that I'm an adult, there's no way at midnight I'm going to run to the store and buy a whole ass chocolate cake. Like that sounds terrible now. So just things like that. Like obviously the freedom of actually having the ability to do that if I wanted to, that totally lives up to the hype. But to like the specific stuff, because I remember thinking of some wild shit I would go do when I was a little kid. Not wild, like actually wild, but wild, like go eat a chocolate cake at 1 a.m. So that it just like isn't as cool as it seems like it would be when you're a kid.
Yeah, and as a kid, though, you could, like, eat anything, and there's no repercussions. Like, you're not even going to gain a pound.
Yeah.
You're burning it off, like, within seconds. Like, you blink and you burn calories as a kid.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully. Some of these kids out here, I don't know. But
yeah, America is one of the most obese countries, or probably the most obese country.
I think we're second. I think we were first for a while, and then I think Mexico took over a few years ago.
Really?
Yeah. That might have changed since, but yeah. Yep. They're putting too much sugar in their drinks down there.
Yeah, that actually, dude, Mexican Coke is so good.
Yeah, you're not kidding.
It's just literally, it's like a drink. It's a pile of sugar designed as a Coke. Like it's not an actual drink.
Speaking of Coke, real quick, I got this new brand of healthy soda called Poppy, And
Poppy.
it's a fun name, so it's fun to say. It's a prebiotic soda, so it has things that are like good for your gut health. It has prebiotics for a healthy gut. It's infused with apple cider vinegar, and it helps boost immunity too, your immune system. And it only has 5 grams of sugar in it and 25 calories in a can.
Damn.
Now, I'm not gonna go get on here and tell you it's the greatest thing I've ever tasted, but I've tried a few different flavors, and the fruit-based flavors are pretty good, actually. They're not just like pretty good for a healthy pop. Like, I would get them. Like, I would actually buy it and drink it, and it's good. The cola-based flavors, like they have like a Dr. Pepper knockoff. They have a root beer one and a cola one. Not fantastic. Like,
was the first one you tried the Dr. Pepper?
Of course.
Yeah.
It doesn't really. It's called Dr. Pop. Or it's called Doc Pop.
That's so
it's
lazy.
Like, yeah. Well, I mean, they're poppy, so it kind of like, it kind of makes sense. But like, so it's obviously supposed to be Dr. Pepper, but it doesn't really taste like Dr. Pepper at all. It's like 5% Dr. Pepper.
They should have said Dr. Peppy.
So like, I mean, I recommend them. They're kind of expensive for like what it is, but it's like I said, it's healthier, and like I don't feel bad for drinking it. There's still acid in it, of course, because it's carbonated, but it's good. Yeah. So POPPI. If you're looking for a healthy alternative, if you're addicted to pop like I am, then give it a shot. And I'm not sponsored by Poppy. I swear. I promise. That was genuine.
Yeah, he's not. We're not.
But please sponsor us, Poppy, and I'll do that again.
What did you think would be awesome about being an adult, but it isn't as awesome as it would be?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I honestly think I love how I write the question I can't even answer. I think
I've done that so many times. Sometimes I think of a question because I want to know what your answer is.
Yeah.
I have like no intention of actually answering it, but then I get here and I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. That's how this show works.
I don't think there's anything like, I guess the only thing about, I guess there's two. Because everything about being an adult is pretty much better than being a kid. You get freedom, money, that's pretty much what adulthood is, freedom and money. But you do get like responsibility and stuff.
Yeah.
But something you thought would be awesome, I would probably say just getting older, honestly. Like you think you always as a kid, you want to like look older. You want to like, get taller. You want to get muscles. You want to grow a beard. But then, you grow to be 21, and then literally the second my birthday was over after my 21st, like the day after my 21st birthday, I was like, all right, no more birthdays. Like that was like peak, like that was where I was wanting to be. And then you don't want to get older after that. So like, it's crazy because as a kid, I wanted to get older, my entire life. I was like, damn, I just want to be a grown up. I want to be an adult. I want to be older. And then you hit 21 and you're like, I'm good. This is it.
Yeah. So
I would say that, like age, I guess.
21 is obviously a fantastic age. I like to think I haven't peaked yet, of course.
Same.
But eventually, like, it's inevitable you're going to get there. I don't know if you'll ever actually realize it, but because there's hella people. Like, I'm still like going to the gym. I'm still eating healthy. I better not have reached my peak, like, physical look yet. Because that would be really sad if I did. But like, it's very possible, obviously, to still have like nice muscles or like a nice, like toned body in your 30s and 40s. So like, I'm still working towards that. I wish I would have started sooner, of course, but it's obviously never too late to start like try to get healthy and turn your life around. But it is going to suck once you hit that feeling of like, I can actually tell like I'm going downhill now.
Rip.
Yeah, that's gonna suck. Like, I think I've said this on the pod before, but I'm not at all afraid of dying, but I am afraid of getting old. That shit is gonna suck.
Yeah, like let's not talk about it.
Okay, if you want, go for it. I was just gonna go to my next question.
I'm done about talking about me old.
Okay, how do you feel? This one came up last time I was streaming on twitch.tv/Stadium Beats. Somebody in my chat said that they could hear their neighbor kids swearing and saying like some pretty rough stuff. So how do you feel? How do you feel about kids and swearing? And are you gonna let your kids swear, or just overall thoughts? This isn't exactly a rapid fire question, but it's what are your thoughts on like children and swearing? And I don't mean kids like 18 or 16 or whatever, but I mean like little kids.
I think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they use it in such funny ways, I guess. Like, obviously, if I'm around kids, I don't swear, like, because, you know, I don't know the rules with their parents, or there might be like a damn or hell that slips out because it's just,
Yeah.
you know, I don't know. It just happens,
whatever.
I guess. But obviously, like the stuff I say on stream, I would never say any of that around like anyone under 18.
Right.
You know, like on purpose or anything like that. I try to like make that age wall on my stream, like, yo, you got to be this age. But like when it comes to like swearing around kids and stuff, I don't know. I think at the end of the day, we all know, like when we were younger, we learned swear words and just like adult stuff like a lot earlier than we were supposed to, because we had friends that had brothers or sisters or parents is just like that knew. So like it's a lot more, I feel like it gets younger and younger every year. Like younger kids, you know more.
Oh yeah, especially now with phones and the internet.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, in terms of me, like I try my best to, I'm not really around, like we don't really have any young people in our family, and I'm only around my family like once or twice a year, so like it's very rare I'm even around a kid. I'm usually just with my friends and stuff, so I guess that's my take, kind of.
Yeah. I definitely remember kids in my grade. Like you could tell, I can remember the kids that like thought they were cool because they swore more or whatever.
Yeah.
Like some kids, you could kind of tell it was natural, I guess. But then there were some that were definitely like, oh, he heard the new Eminem song or something, and now he's swearing a bunch. But like, I don't know. I do have, like, you always hear stories of like, oh, my 3-year-old heard me say shit once and then she repeated it, and like it's funny, of course. But then like if I do think parents should make sure, like, yo, your 7-year-old can't be going to first grade and calling everyone a shithead or something. Like that's obviously not good. I don't think it's like a huge deal, obviously, but especially now, like with every kid is on the same social media as us, you know, like they go on Twitter and they see the same things, and they go on TikTok and they watch the same creators say the same things that we hear and see. So like in that sense, that they might just be desensitized to it. I don't know. But like I grew up in a household that like I wasn't allowed to swear or anything, and like that's fine. I listened to like edited music, and I like that wasn't ever a big deal to me. But yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to bring that up because when they were talking about it in my chat, I was like, dang, because he said like, I don't remember exactly what it was, so I don't even want to try to guess and be wrong. But the word was cock, and it's like, geez, I better never hear my 5-year-old say cock. Right. Which is weird because it's just like a word, so who cares? But still.
My next question is, how long do you think you could survive in a terrain? And I'm going to name the terrain, and we're going to do 4 different ones. And you have to say how many days or hours specifically you think you would survive. All right. So the first one is a desert.
Oh, man. I would give myself 36 hours. Well, wait. Is it possible to like get out, or is it just like we're going to drop you in here, you survive until you die?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. Well, how long can you go without water? Like 72 hours, maybe?
You can go a lot longer than most people think, honestly.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because I know you can go a long time without food, but water, I thought it was like 4 or 5 days, maybe. I don't know.
Without it says the body can survive for 8 to 21 days without food and water, and up to 2 months if there's access to water. So you can go quite a while without food, but with water, you can only last from like a week to 3 weeks.
Yeah. Whatever the minimum is for water, that's probably me. Like, I would probably...
a desert is going to dry you out so fast. It's going to be hot as fuck.
Yeah, that 8 days could turn into like 4 in a desert, I think. So, yeah, I'll go 72 hours in a desert.
What do you think you would do? Like, would you... Because there's going to be like armadillos, there's going to be snakes, there's going to be cacti. Like, are you going to go and try to like create a little like, house out of like leaves?
No.
You're just going to sit there.
I'm not going to try to like find an animal and kill it and eat it. I guess maybe because my life will depend on it. But if the first thing I run into is going to be a snake probably, or like a rattlesnake, and I'm not even going to try to attempt to get it. So
I'd get a stick.
Yeah. I don't know.
You say 36 hours or 4 days?
72 hours.
Oh, 72 hours. So 3 days.
Yep.
Okay. Do you think you go out from it? You think an animal kills you, or you think you just like fucking fall over?
Yeah, I'd assume that I'm just like gonna lose all hope and die in my sleep. But maybe like while I'm laying there, some snake comes in and kills me. Maybe.
Or do you think he bites you in the neck?
Yeah. Oh yeah. They definitely go straight for the throat. He'll either bite me in the throat and kill me, or he'll like wrap himself around my throat and kill me.
Damn! It just squeezes you.
Yeah.
Turns into a necklace.
Oh god. What an awful way to go.
I know. Right? Okay, and I'll do a desert, and then I'll move to the next one. For a desert, oh man, I mean, imagine I can like hit up a buffet real quick and overeat like crazy. Just eat as much as I can, just chug water, and just sit there as a fat fuck for as long as I can. Dude, I'd probably die in the first day, let's be honest. And it's probably by some dumb shit, like I swallow some sand and suffocate. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or I try to break open a cacti for water or something. I don't know. I do some dumb shit and then I just die from poisoning. Yeah. I go out fast.
Yeah, I don't trust myself to survive. I'm so like, I've always been like a home person, sit at my computer, whatever. It's just like, I do not trust myself in the wild at all.
If they have Wi-Fi, I'm surviving a little bit longer.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, next one is rainforest.
Ooh, definitely longer in the rainforest because you can survive. There's more things to survive off of, like berries and things like that. There's more things to eat for sure and drink. Like to just stay hydrated at least.
Right.
So definitely longer, but also at the same time, there's way more things that can kill you in the rainforest as well.
Animals.
Yeah, there's poisonous things, and I don't know anything like, oh, is this leaf poisonous? Are these berries poisonous? I don't know. So, but yeah, and there's way more animals in the rainforest than in the desert. So I would give myself 2 weeks in the rainforest.
2 weeks? You're betting that 2 weeks you don't run into like a fucking liger?
Oh god, yeah. I'm pretty comfortable with that. 2 weeks.
What would you do? Just hide up in a tree, and then like during the day you'd go and grab some berries and water and go back up to the tree?
Yeah.
Can you climb?
I would do something. I'm not a great climber, no, but I could get up there. If I have nothing else to do, like I'll figure it out.
What would you do with like your
logs and stuff?
Yeah. Would you? I feel like the tree just feels most safe, for sure. It would be awesome if you could find a way to like make a tree house or something.
Yeah, because I wouldn't have anything to cut, like, so I wouldn't be able to like make a tree house or anything like that. I don't know. It would be. I feel like I'm probably being generous to myself with 2 weeks, but 2 weeks I definitely don't feel like
time.
Oh yeah,
dude.
yeah. I feel like some people would say like, oh, I'm going to be Tarzan and just live there like for the rest of my life. And I feel like I'm still being modest with 2 weeks. I'm definitely not thriving out there. That's for sure.
I'm trying to think, like, say a helicopter just drops me off and I just like land and like I'm in one of those like nets where they like grab like a rhino, but they like gently like let me down into the rainforest. And it's like, it's raining, hence the name. But like, imagine how cold nights would be. Like you would be freezing. Imagine it's cold raining at night. Like it doesn't even matter if it's hot. It's muggy. There's going to be so many insects around you. Like I'm going to be trying to make like a raspberry salad with poisonous leaves. And that's probably going to kill me within the first like 6 hours. I might actually not sleep. I wonder, I don't know. I'd probably like try one of the berries. I'd probably take like a handful of berries and set them all out and be like, all right, this one's this color. This one has white dots. So I probably want to stay away from that. This one looks all right. And then like, if one of them makes me sick, I mean, it's only a berry. I'll probably, I throw up a little bit. I might, throw up some blood, but we're good. After that, we know not to go near that bush. Put a little mark next to it in the ground, like an X, like fuck these berries.
Yep.
I would probably try to, find the king of the jungle, try to find a lion, make friends with him, collaborate with the rest of the lions, and just take over like Tarzan did. That'd be the only option. Because if I'm just sitting there, what am I doing? At least make some friends. Like I got a network.
Yeah. Yeah, like you got to try. I would definitely try. Yeah. I just don't see myself being successful for longer than 2 weeks. Because
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just thinking, like, I would, like, legit, if I was trying, I would try to be like an animal whisperer, and I would be up in the tree listening to all the sounds, and I would try to mimic them as they, like, once they leave. Like, if I hear, like, I don't know, whatever kind of birds are in there, or not birds, but whatever type of, like, predator is in the rainforest, I would try to mimic it, and then that way, if it gets close to me, I'd start making the sound. I would just devote all my time to it, be like a voice actor. And then I'd start walking like it and crawling like the tigers or the lions, and they would think I'm a lion. They'd be like, this guy looks a little fucked up. He doesn't have any fur, but he's cool.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't think that'd work.
We'll see. Next week on the
podcast. Dude, when you mentioned the insects, I didn't even think about that. The insects, dude, I hate bugs and insects. So the kind of insects that probably live in the rainforest, I'm trying to sleep and they're just dude, I'm gonna try to make like a bed of leaves or something, and a bunch of like fire ants are gonna start crawling on me or something. I'd probably end myself before the first 2 weeks are up.
You would just scream, I hate this, and then just pass out and die.
Yeah. Be like, dude, all of these bugs just screw off. I know I'm invading in your territory, but can you guys just not?
6 feet, guys, 6 feet.
Yeah, please. I'm gonna give you all Rona.
All right, and then I'll do the last one that I have is winter in like Antarctica.
2 days.
2 days. Oh yeah, my rainforest one was probably maybe 2 days max.
Oh, I get really? Killed easily. You sounded. Oh, I thought with your whole Tarzan thing, I thought you were just riding it out.
If it fails, I'm dead. But if it works, I'm in there.
Right, yeah. I felt like that's just your life.
Yeah. But most likely I fail. First lion I try to imitate, he's like, what the fuck is this? Fucking bites me in half and I'm dead. Yeah.
Why is my food like growling at me right now? I'm trying to eat you.
Yeah, exactly. Why is my food trying to make a TikTok?
Yeah, exactly. But Antarctica, like the first night I'd probably just freeze to death.
Yep. It's easy. What if they say you get like fishing gear, you get weapons, and you get clothes? So you can make an igloo, you can go and fish, you can go and hunt. Do you think you still die?
Yeah, if I get all of that, I'll give myself like a week, maybe 5 days.
Yeah, I really want to see this now. You're surviving like 5 times as much longer as me.
You think so?
Yeah,
I mean, I might be way over exaggerated. I don't know. Like I can fish, and I'd feel so bad like stabbing that first fish though.
As you're dying of hunger. I would feel
exactly.
Bad too.
Like, yeah, that's like what that's what would get me over the hump is like, if I don't do this, I'm dead. So the fish has got to go, man. Natural selection.
And I selected you naturally.
Exactly.
Yeah, winter would definitely be the hardest one, I think, because just pure temperature. I don't even think I could start a fire, so I'm already dead in the first, 12 hours.
Yeah, same.
I would just probably lay in the most comfortable position, like how I sleep, and just, hope I freeze. It sucks so bad because when you're free, it's hard to sleep when you're freezing. Like, I don't know. I would just, get in a comfortable position. So at least I went out looking kind of decent. Maybe a good angle.
I thought you were going to say I went out comfy, but
I went out comfy at negative 32 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah, I mean, as comfy as you can.
Yep. All right, that's it for my survival question.
All right. I've got that was your last question, right? So this is it right here?
I do have one quick one we can make at the end if you want to do it.
Okay, cool. I hope it's positive because this has been a pretty negative show. All right, because I've got a positive thing too. What's the biggest prize you've ever won?
Oh, my PC.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't really like I entered a giveaway. It was more of like someone was the reason that I even got it, because like they were looking for a streamer, and then it was like a deserving streamer, and for some reason I got picked, and then they gave me a PC, and that was I think that was last year, right when the pandemic started, is when I got it. So
I remember they introduced a ton of shipping issues.
Yeah, I was still, man, it was crazy though too, because I was having a lot of trouble with Apex. Couldn't even stream the game. It was dropping frames. It's Apex in general is a terrible game to stream if you like quality on your stream, because it gets so pixelated and it's just absolute garbage. I don't understand why it does that. You need two PCs probably to run that game like and look good.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's definitely my PC would probably be like, because I never win anything. So the fact that I got that was just like, I didn't even feel like I was me. I was like, did I win? Like, am I living in a different multiverse? What is this?
Yeah, I don't think I've won really anything either. The only reason why I like thought of this question is because my credit union is holding a huge giveaway where you can apply for it once a day, or like, you know, put your ticket in once a day for 2 months, and then at the end they select 3 people and they win $50,000. So like, yeah, so I literally every morning I like enter that to try to win, and I think it ends at the very beginning of July possibly, and then you find out who wins at the end of July.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so that's just been like on my mind a lot. And but I don't know, I'm sure this isn't the biggest thing, but the one that sticks out in my mind the most is on my 18th birthday. I had a Nintendo Switch. I had just had one for like a little while. I hadn't had it for too long yet. And I went to the party store, the in-town party store, and I bought my first legal lottery ticket, and I won $50 off that. And yeah, so then I immediately went to GameStop and bought Donkey Kong Country Returns for the Wii.
Nice.
So that was like, yeah, so that was just like a sick birthday thing.
Yeah.
So like that's, like I said, I'm sure that's not the biggest thing, but I've never really won like anything huge. But that's the one that like is most memorable to me. Just a $50 lottery ticket win.
Yeah, when you won that giveaway to get a game.
Oh yeah, remember? I won a game giveaway on Twitch. So that was cool. But nothing like ever huge, especially like compared to a PC. Never anything like that. I've always really wanted to, you know, those like half court, like halftime show shots. That people take. I've always been like, I've never been great at basketball, but I've always been like, I've always loved doing trick shots and stuff. I've always been like decent at them. Maybe not really even trick shots, just like from far away. And so I always wanted to try one of those. I think I would have a legitimate shot. But like from that far away, it's like there's so much luck involved anyway. If you only get one chance, it's like no matter how good you are, it's still insanely hard to hit it. But that would be so much fun. I would love to like win a car or something like that. Yeah,
that would be so sick. 50 grand real quick.
Yeah. Like pay off my student loans if I train this.
Win 50 grand, go home with $100.
Yeah.
After taxes.
Yeah. Dude, that's so fucked up. It's like you're like, you're saying you can win this car. There's all of these insanely mega rich people around where like 30 grand is nothing. And you're just like craziest moment of your life to win this car. And I missed the shot. And then all those people are just like, oh, sorry. And now you like go home with nothing and your life just still sucks. No, I'm kidding.
My last question is, what's the most boring superhero you can come up with? And I don't think it's negative. I think it'd be funny.
Yeah. The most boring, I mean, just to steal, this won't be my answer, but just to steal the idea real quick, I think South Park nailed it with their Captain Hindsight, where he has the ability of perfect hindsight. So every time something terrible happened, he would fly in and tell everyone what they should have done in order to prevent the situation, and then he would fly away.
That's funny. I love that.
Yeah, Captain Hindsight is perfect.
That's so
like,
good.
you see those that building is burning, those fire exits there, they should have been over here because it's an easier way to get away while like everyone's just burning and dying. Yeah, so Captain Hindsight's the answer. But my answer, do you have one? Do you want to go first? Because I gotta think.
It could be someone that can do taxes really fast or something.
Ooh, that's a good
something
one.
Super boring, or somebody that can like someone most boring superhero you can come up with, someone that could like grow their nails fast.
Ooh, that's a good one too. But not enough to like make them a weapon. Just like they're like inconveniently long. They're like half an inch longer than your finger.
Like, somebody save him. Does anybody have a weapon? He's like, I'm trying. Give me 2 to 3 weeks.
Damn.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm like looking around my house to try to think of like just some kind of like everyday thing that would make your life like 5% better. So it's nice, so you can still be considered like a superpower, but it doesn't really help or do anything for anybody else.
Someone that has dish soap come out of their hand. They can do the dishes.
Dude, that's a great one. That's a great one. I mean, like not for like a superhero power, it sucks, but for this answer, it's great. Your PC wakes up from sleep mode 3 seconds faster than everybody else's.
Damn.
I don't know. I'm just looking around.
An SSD.
Yeah, even faster than
superpower. Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your body, you can increase or decrease your body temperature by 2%. So like if it's just too hot or whatever, you can just get a little bit cooler, or if you're too cold, you can get a little bit warmer.
2%. Damn, that would be literally like 2 degrees.
Yeah, sure. Sometimes that's all it takes. It's like, man, I'm cold. Let's turn the heat up to from 70 to 72.
You imagine you're hanging out with somebody and they're like, dude, it's so fucking hot. And you're like, yeah, it's pretty hot, but you know,
I'm chilling.
I'm 2 degrees less than you, so I'm not that bad.
Yeah. And think about all the money you save on a bill.
True.
Like your electric bill, you wouldn't have to turn the AC on as much. You could just get a little colder.
And instead of 62, you have it on 60.
Yeah.
So you save like $7. Damn.
Dude, like,
imagine.
AC units are expensive.
Yeah.
Because I don't have to pay for gas, but I do have to pay for electricity in my apartment. So my electric bill is always higher in the summer because I have to pay for the cold, but in the winter I don't have to pay for the hot. So if I could knock that out, that'd be nice.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that, if you think about it, the fact that we can control temperature in our house is a fucking miracle.
That's true. I'm not bringing that with me to the rainforest.
Yeah. Like, it can be hot outside, but cool in your home. Like, what? Like, AC and heat might be one of the best inventions ever.
Yeah, definitely.
That's how we
underrated.
survive. In winter, that's like, it's needed.
Yeah, because people just take that stuff for granted.
Yep.
Big time. You don't even think about it because, you grow up having it. You don't think about it really. And I really didn't think about it at all until I moved out and had to start paying for it. Like, whoa, I got to pay to turn this thing on? That first electric bill I got, that was a big wake-up call. Like, oh.
Yeah, because you probably used it like normal.
Yeah. Like, how about we
like,
not turn this on every day?
You're like, I'll just fucking freeze for like 4 days out of the week.
Yep.
We're on a hoodie. I think that's it.
I think so. Is there any other closing thoughts that you wanted to give the people before we ended?
Let us know what you would do if you were thirsty.
Oh man, I would love to find out because I get thirsty like a few times throughout the day actually, and I'm just like, dude, what do I do?
Dude, some people hydrate with pop. Imagine that.
Oh yeah,
like, I'm thirsty. I'm dehydrated. Let me drink a pop to make it better.
That's me.
Oh, dude, real quick, did you hear that? This could be wrong information, but there's at like carnivals and stuff. I don't know if we're watching together, but like at carnivals and stuff, they would make like the food and the water saltier. Like they'd add salt to it, so then people would want more.
Oh, I believe that.
That's so like it's 5-head, but also like fucked.
Yeah.
But that's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The business tactics of places like I don't know if this is true either, but like there's a big rumor or myth or whatever that Disney World like purposefully pumps smells throughout the place of like food, so it makes you like hungry and that you'll go buy food there.
Damn.
Yeah. So if carnivals, I 100% buy that.
Yeah, I mean, if you play one game, you know how fucking cheap that is.
Yeah, carnival games are the most rigged things ever.
Like food in general, like when you drive by like a McDonald's or Wendy's, like it smells so good. I don't think they're pumping out smells. Like they don't have like a smell machine or some shit.
Yeah, it's just like naturally how it smells.
The grease and the fries. Oh,
All right. Well, thank you all very much for listening to episode 88 of the Chillin' for Our Lives podcast. Please let us know what you thought of this episode. This was just a little bit more freestyle and off the cuff than what we typically do. So if you enjoyed it, exactly. If you enjoyed it, if you're still here to hear this outro, we appreciate it and love you very much. Make sure to give us a sub. Jesus Christ.
A sub.
Yeah, give us a thumbs up, give us a sub, give us a like, give us a follow, whatever it is that you do on any and all platforms. He's at ElectricityWave. I'm at Stadium Beats everywhere. And that's it. So thank you all very much for watching and or listening. And next week for episode 89, we will see you then.